Maybe you are a new or an existing business owner who uses plastic packaging and you found out that the government wants you to obtain yet another certificate in the name of EPR registration. Or maybe you are already complying with such waste management rules, but you do not have a clear idea about how the extended producer responsibility or EPR regime works, and what are the basis on which your plastic waste management obligations and targets are being calculated. This video will answer all these questions and will also direct how you can obtain your EPR registration. Hello and welcome to Enterclimate. The government released the guidelines on extended producer responsibility for plastic packaging for defining the EPR-related modalities in January 2022. The Plastic Waste Management Second Amendment rules that were notified in July 2022 are the latest amendment to the Plastic Waste Management Rules of 2016. This amendment defined certain terms such as biodegradable plastic, trademark, plastic waste processors, and most importantly, what is plastic packaging. So let's understand what plastic packaging is. The rules define it as any packaging material made by using plastic for protecting, preserving, storing and transporting products in a variety of ways. Now, it is well known that government today wants businesses identified as producers, importers and brand owners that use plastic packaging as well as the plastic waste processors to register themselves on the centralized EPR portal. However, if your business is identified as a brand owner and registered as micro and small scale business, you are not required to register on the EPR portal, while producers from these categories will need to register on the portal. Apart from them, every importer that imports goods that come in plastic packaging will also need to register at the portal and fulfill the generated EPR targets. Finally, if we talk about plastic waste processors, a category that can include plastic granules manufacturers that use plastic waste, waste to energy plants that use plastic waste, and the cement kilns that dispose of non-recyclable plastic waste using it for co-processing will also require to register themselves under the plastic waste processor category. Now, coming to the EPR targets. The EPR targets will be based on the weight of the plastic packaging used by the entity. You can collaborate with registered recyclers, co-processors and plastic waste processors who recycle the proportionate amount of plastic waste on your behalf, or you can trade in EPR certificates from these registered recyclers and processors. PWOs that are operational in 1 or 2 states and union territories are also required to register with the concerned state pollution control boards and pollution control committees. Also, another important thing for the PWOs is that they will need to ensure which category of plastic packaging they are using in order to understand that the obligated businesses will have to fulfill the waste management targets generated at the time of registration under the specific category of plastic that they have used. These specific categories have been shown in the following table. Today, a business owner can identify the plastic packaging by the commonly used terms such as PET, polypropylene or PP, high density polyethylene or SDPE, and the many other identified categories through the symbols used in these packaging. Now, if we look at India's plastic packaging industry, the PET category dominates among the packaging material due to its associated benefits such as its low cost, robustness and the enhanced chemical resistance. It is the most widely used resin, being popular as packaging material and falls under the category 1 of plastic packaging. Therefore, understanding the legalities becomes crucial for producers, importers and brand owners to understand these regulations that will govern their products' packaging. Now, the demarcation into these 4 categories has been done by CPCB after considering the plasticity and recyclability of the monomers that constitute the particular plastic type. Therefore, highly recyclable plastics called thermoplastic that includes PET, SDPE, LDPE, PP, PVC, PS, etc. The other category is the non-recyclable plastic, also known as thermoset plastic, which becomes irreversibly rigid when heated and therefore cannot be recycled. This category includes the multi-layered and laminated plastics, PUF, bakelite, polycarbonate, melamine, nylon, etc. Now, let's understand the areas of concerns regarding the legalities under the EPR that have been imposed on the PWOs. So, category-based EPR guidelines have been notified by CPCB for the above entities. As we know, producers, importers and brand owners as well as the plastic waste producers have to obtain EPR registration, and the PO will need to recycle a fixed percentage of plastic waste yearly that is generated by the CPCB portal. For this, they have to first get registered with the CPCB under the category to which their business falls and submit relevant documents and data related to plastic consumption from the previous year. The documents that will be needed for EPR authorization will include the CIN, GST and PAN number, IEC in case of import, Aadhaar and PAN of the authorized person, DIC registration if the unit is registered with the DIC, the process flow diagram for producers and plastic waste processors, the consent NOC issued by the State Pollution Control Boards and the Pollution Control Committee if the unit has a production facility, scanned copies of signatures of the authorized persons, the covering letter, geotagged pictures of raw material, storage area, production area, product dispatch area and plant machinery in case of plastic waste processors only, documents regarding other informations that the unit wishes to provide. Now, as a business that uses plastic packaging, EPR registration and compliance with applicable regulations will prove to be beneficial for the business as well. Today, the Indian consumer is changing the way they buy and consume items that use packaging. The increasing impetus towards adopting sustainability and the number of awareness schemes has not only informed the citizens of their responsibility towards the environment but also forced POs to rethink their packaging preferences. Today, the shoppers are increasingly looking for recyclability of the packaging and prefers a more sustainable option in an effort to reduce the amount of trash they generate. So, if you are a business that introduces a product in a plastic packaging in the market under any of the 4 categories, you will need to register for EPR and fulfill your recycling targets. It is therefore recommended that the POs using plastic packaging under the EPR categories identified seek the assistance of experts to fulfill their obligations and post compliances. So, if you are looking for registration or EPR compliance related assistance, contact our experts from the details shown. That was all for today's video. Thank you for watching.